Abid was on a tour with friends and their destination was Quetta. There he had a call from one of his friend Suhail. Let's see what they talk with each other.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, I am good. What about you?
I'm fine. How is your tour going?
It's going very adventurous here.
Sounds good. What about temperature? I hear it is very cold there.
Yes, it is very cold here. The temperature is negative 10 degree.
Ooh,
Did you notice the temperature in Quetta? Hmm? What does it mean? What does this symbol represent? Does it mean the temperature was below 0 degree? Yes, it is indeed below 0 degree. Whenever we want to represent any number with it which is below 0 or which is smaller than 0, we use this symbol which is known as negative sign. And whenever it appears with a number, the number is known as a negative number. And in our life, we use negative numbers in different situations. Let's see some of them. Suppose a plane is flying 3000 feet above the sea level and a submarine is sinking 3000 feet below the sea level. What if I ask you, what is the height of the plane above the sea level? You can simply answer this 3000 because 3000 will represent the distance above the sea level, right? But what if I ask the height of the submarine above the sea level? So what will you answer? You will get confused here because I am asking about the height above the sea level and the submarine is below the sea level. So you can now write that the submarine is 3000, right? You have to write negative 3000. That will automatically reflect or represent that the distance is not above the sea level but it is below the sea level. So to represent the position of submarine, we will use negative number because it is below the sea level, and to note the height of the plane which is above the sea level, we use a positive number, right? Let's take another example of building lift. You must have been in a building lift and have seen this panel to operate the lift. What what will happen if you press this button? The lift will simply get you to the 8th floor. And what will happen if you press this button? So lift will get you to the 2nd floor. That's very simple. But what if you press this button of the lift panel? The lift will get you the 2nd floor, but that floor will be underground where normally parkings are placed, right? So to represent the floors which are underground, you represent negative numbers, and to represent the floors which are above the ground, you use a positive numbers. So this is another example of using positive numbers and negative numbers. Now let's take another very powerful example of positive and negative numbers. Bank statement. There could be two kind of transactions in bank. In one transaction where the money comes in, and in the second where money goes out of the bank. Like for example, if I am taking withdrawal from the ATM, I am taking cash out from the ATM. So the bank will take this transaction as negative number because the money is going out of the bank. It is negative 2000, for example. And if I am depositing or submitting or collecting cash in the bank of 5000, so the bank will take this transaction as a positive number because the money is coming into the bank. So if bank does not differentiate these two conditions, so the bank will confuse whether the money came in or went out. So the bank had to record these two different transactions using negative number and positive numbers. Okay, now I have a current balance of 13,000 rupees, for example, and if I place a check of rupees 15,000, so bank will take again because the money will go out of the bank, so the transaction will be a negative number. But I had only 30,000 rupees and I have asked for 15,000 rupees and my balance is minus 2,000. What does this 2000 mean? Well, simply you can easily understand this. I had only 13,000 rupees and I have taken 15,000. That means this 2000 is loan that I will have to pay to the bank. I do not have 2000 rupees in the bank. This minus sign is representing that this is a loan that I will have to pay to the bank, because I had 13,000 and I took 15,000. I have taken 2,000 extra that I will have to pay to the bank. Or if bank do not represent this symbol, so bank will confused whether this is 2,000 rupees which is my money or it is the bank's money. So to represent the loans and deposits, the banks use the negative sign as well. So there could be a lot more examples in the world where we use negative numbers intensively. Right, now we have seen the use of it. Now let's summarize first. The number below 0 are represented with negative sign and are called negative numbers. The positive numbers and 0 together with negative numbers are known as integers. This could be a new name for you for a number. This is a type of numbers where you have all the positive numbers, all the negative numbers and 0. Where you should be knowing that, you should know that 0 is also an integer, but it is neither positive nor negative. It is neither a positive number nor a negative number. And in integers you have 0, all the positive numbers and all the negative numbers. This category of numbers is known as integers. We can simply understand integers by illustrating them on a number line. Number line, as its name suggests, it is a simple line that has all the numbers on it, all the positive and negative numbers. All the numbers on the right side of the 0 is positive integers, and all on the left side of 0 are negative integers, and in the center of the number line is 0. So this is a number line. Let's see how we use the number line to understand different integers. Suppose a line is standing at 0 on the number line, as you can see. Now I am asking you where the line will be standing if it takes 3 steps backward to take a high jump. If the line wants to take a high jump, he first takes some steps backward. Now if he is standing at 0 and when it will take 3 steps backward, where it will be standing? It will be standing here at 0. Am I right? No, I am wrong. He is not standing at 3. It is standing at negative 3. This is negative 3 because the line was standing on 0 and he has taken 3 steps backward from 0. So it should be somewhere on the left side of 0, and this is a negative integer. Next question is very simple. Where the line will be standing if it takes a jump of 7? Well, since the line is not standing at 0, so when it will take a jump of 7, it will not be on 7. He is standing as negative 3. So when it will take a jump, so he will start taking jump from here of 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That means the line will be standing at 4. Positive 4. So this is how number lines help us to solve different integer problems. But in this video, I am going to just discuss how we represent numbers on number line. Like I have given you a number line with 4 dots on it. And I am asking you which one of the dots represents positive 3. You can easily understand that this positive sign means a right side of the 0 and 3 means 3 steps. So let's take a 3 steps on right side of 0. 1, 2 and 3. So that means this is the dot which represents the positive 3. Next, I am asking you which of the dots represents negative 3. Well, you can easily understand that the negative means it should be on the left side of 0. So 1, 2 and 3. This green dot represents negative 3 on the number line. Okay, let me ask you another question. Which number is represented by this purple dot? Well, you must have answered this very easily. First, you have seen that this is on the left side of 0, so it should be a negative number. And this is one step away from 0, so this is negative 1. So this is how number line works. Now in the last of this video, I would like to give you certain scenarios and you are supposed to find out the right integers that represent them. Okay, for example, I'm saying plus 100 represents profit of rupees 100. If Hasan earns a loss of rupees 500, so which interval will represent this scenario? Loss of rupees 500. When we have understood this here that the positive number is representing profits, so to represent a loss we have to use negative number because it is opposite of profit. So we will write negative 500 because there is a loss of 500. Next, minus 15 represents a decrease of 15 points. If Fatima's score increased by 6 points, how will we represent using integers? Well, it is very simple that the negative numbers represent a decrease. So to represent an increase, we have to use a positive number like positive 6, right? Next, positive 2 represent new admissions of 2 students if one student left the school. Since positive numbers represent new admissions, so the left student should be represented by a negative number. So this is a 1, so it should be negative 1. This is very simple actually. Next, plus 60 represents a clockwise rotation. Clockwise means like this, as clock walks, right? Sorry. Represents 60 degree. If a pole is rotated 45 degrees anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise means opposite of clockwise, right? So the positive numbers are representing clockwise rotation. So to present an anti-clockwise rotation, we have to use a negative number. So there is a rotation of 45 degrees, so it would be minus 45. And in the last, we have negative 20 represents 20 kilometers towards east. If a car is moved 500 kilometers towards west, how will you represent using integers? Since the negative number represents travel towards east, so to represent a travel towards west, we have to use a positive number. And since this is a 15 kilometers, so it should be plus 15. So you can see that if we have these sort of situations, so we can use a positive and negative numbers to differentiate their opposites. So I hope you have understood where do we use negative numbers and how do we use them. In the next video, we will practice this using an IXL skill. Thank you so much.